Hello everyone, I'm back with another grocery shopping routine video. This is my weekly grocery shopping routine. So as you can see, my fridge is totally empty at the moment. I have a little bit of vegetables left in my fridge. So this is the first thing that I like to ensure before heading out for shopping, just to make sure that there is not too much already present in the fridge in order to avoid any kind of wastage later on. So as you can see, my fruit basket is totally empty as well. So the fridge looks just right, and this is the good time for shopping. So now I got an idea what are the things which are there, not there in my fridge. So I will head on now to make my groceries list for the week. So this is the weekly groceries master list that I have stored in my mobile phone in an editable format. So as you can see, it has these broad categories like dairy, vegetables, fruits, miscellaneous beverages and snacks. Having a paper list is equally good too, but I find this a little bit more convenient because some of the weeks I just have to repeat the same list that I have stored already from the previous week. I will talk about each of the categories and the items listed a little later from now, but right now. So we have reached the store now, friends. Let's get into the store and do some shopping now. So I'm back home now, and these are the things that I got. I tried my best to strictly stick to the list that I had and not just get diverted and distracted to get other things which are not needed for the week. So as you can see, all of these are in limited quantity, only the amounts that we can finish in 1 week. So now let's quickly have a look at each of the categories of things that are there. So the very first thing here is some of the dairy products and some dairy substitutes. So these are the products which are permanent in my weekly groceries list every week. These are items which I would need for sure. The amounts are going to remain same every week unless and until I have any guests coming or any parties or functions happening. So as you can see, there is a can of milk for the week, almond milk, some packs of yogurt, cheese, tofu and some coconut water. Then there is a pack of multigrain bread that I will need for the week. Moving on to the next category. Now these are things which are usually there in my monthly groceries list. Please check out my other video on my monthly groceries planning. So these are the things which are usually there on my monthly groceries list. I was running out of them in the middle of the month, so I had to just pop them in my weekly list. So the way I remember to include them in my weekly list is I have this whiteboard in my kitchen. I just have it on my countertop or on my fridge. So I just pop in the name of the item which I have to include in my weekly list as and when that thing gets over, so that I do not forget that thing, and as soon as my weekly shopping is done, I just remember to rub it off from my whiteboard. Moving on to the vegetables and fruits. My family is a vegetarian family, so that's why this is the major chunk of the weekly grocery shopping that has been done. And there are 3 main points which I keep in mind while doing shopping for vegetables and fruits. Point number 1, these are all vegetables that are part of the meal plan for this week. So obviously I do the meal planning prior to preparing the groceries list for the week. Please check out my video on meal planning for the week. I will list out the link in the description box as well. Point number 2 is include as many different colors of vegetables and fruits as possible in the vegetables and fruits list, because each color refers to some kind of nutrition. So more colorful your vegetable basket is, more different varieties of nutrition you are going to get. Point number 3 is to buy fruits which are locally grown and are in season, because only locally grown fruits and in season fruits have very low chances of having preservatives in them. If you are trying to get fruits which are not grown locally but are imported from other places, then definitely they have a lot of preservatives because they have traveled for maybe weeks and even months together sometimes. And also, if the fruits are seasonal, that means that there are not too much of artificial means and ways used to cultivate or ripen the fruits. And finally, my fridge is not too big, so I try to buy only as much vegetables and fruits as much I can store in my crisper box and in my fruit baskets. So all these points that I just mentioned ensures that I am in control of the amount of vegetables and fruits that I buy, which indirectly not just helps me save money but also avoid any kind of wastage at the end of the week. So I try to clear up all these groceries and move them into their respective storage areas as soon as possible after coming back from the market. Leaving them on the kitchen countertop or on the dining table makes it more and more cluttered and messy, so I try to do it as soon as possible. The very first thing that I'm going to do is do a shallow cleaning of the fridge. Empty out the whole fridge first. All the vegetables whichever is remaining in the fridge, I will use it up for dinner tonight, so taking it out and putting it on the kitchen countertop. I'm just taking a damp cloth and going to clean the fridge thoroughly. I do a deep cleaning of my fridge once in 4 weeks or in around 6 weeks time. I have a video on how I do the deep cleaning of my fridge. Please feel free to check out that video as well. So the fridge is clean now, so first of all I will pop in all the dairy products into the fridge. That mostly goes into the door and the chill tray area. After that I bring in my pantry boxes and put in all these extra items that has to go in. The bread is moved to the snacks area, the laundry detergent will be moved to the laundry room, and the vinegar would go under the sink. Now finally it's time to move the vegetables into the fridge, but before that I like to clean them, wash them thoroughly, dry them really well and then store into the fridge. Again, two main reasons for doing this. Point number one, it saves a lot of time during cooking. We do not have to wash them before chopping and cooking. And point number two, I do not want to pollute the fridge with lots of pesticides which are present in the vegetables. For storing the chilies into the fridge, I like to first remove all the stems, wash them thoroughly, wipe them dry and only then store into the fridge so that they stay fresh for longer duration of time. So here now my green chilies are washed and also are all the other vegetables. Please check out my video on how to wash the vegetables thoroughly well and remove the pesticides. The green leafy vegetable and the fruits I store just like that and wash it just before using them. And before storing all the vegetables into the fridge, let's just wipe them really dry so that there is no moisture left in them. Even little moisture left in the vegetables can make them get spoiled really quickly. In order to ensure that the chilies stay fresh for longer, I store them in these Ziploc bags and also suck out all the extra air from inside of it using this straw. I do the same for the coriander, curry leaves and all the other green leafy vegetables that has been washed and stored. So the fridge is all set, all the vegetables and fruits have been washed, dried and stored inside. So we are all done with the fridge. Now comes the last step, that is taking care of the vegetables which can be stored at room temperature. That is the onions, ginger, garlic and the potatoes. So I store them in these little baskets, store them separately and place it in the room temperature itself. So that was my weekly grocery shopping routine, my friends. I like to do this either on a Monday or a Friday. I do not prefer going for grocery shopping in the weekend just to save some time and avoid the weekend rush. Do not forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel for more such awesome video in future. I'll see you next time in my next one. Till then, take care.